Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are going to, as promised in my last video, talk about my latest additions to my brush collection. So in this hand I have the powder brush, in this hand I have the multitasker brush, and I am ready to do my makeup for the day and play with them. So I am going to use the multitasker to apply my colors to my face in the correct areas, and then we're going to go in, we're going to blend with this flat side of the brush, and then we're going to set with this domed side of the brush. So let's do it. How's everyone doing? You know, if I wasn't mush mouth, that would be nice. How is everyone managing through winter? Where I live, it is a constant yo-yo of weather. So today it is in the 20s. Tomorrow it's going to be 60. We're just embracing it. We need all the clothes all of the time. We just got back from the desert, which I'm not going to lie, was absolutely gorgeous. And it was really nice to be in a place where the sun shines more often than not. We did have one day of rain though, and we saw the most beautiful rainbow I've ever seen in my life. So I'll try and insert a picture here-ish of the rainbow and of the picture I took, because it is just like gorgeous. So anyway, back to makeup. First thing I am going to do is go in with this flat tip of the multitasker brush, and I am going to place my colors the way I always show you, but using this tiny little brush. So first I'm going to go in with contour, and we're just gonna do this. That looks so intimidating, doesn't it? It's gonna be totally fine. Alright, so my contour is placed. I'm gonna do some on my forehead. It is super on trend too to do your makeup with like these little flat brushes, which is funny because I feel like a year ago we were all using ginormous brushes, which I still use too. Actually, I just got a new one from Tarte. I have a video planned coming up comparing Tarte's cream products to Seint's cream products, and I couldn't resist this brush. How cute is he? And I just think he's going to be so fun for contouring and bronzing. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up in a future video. Alright, just doing my jawline here. Alright, moving right along. Oh wait, let me do my nose. I always forget my nose until the end. But I feel like the advantage of using this brush is you're not going to pick up nearly as much product. So it's going to help ensure that you're really just getting the perfect amount of product onto your skin, because less is really more with this makeup line. Okay, contour is done. Now I am going to move on to my main shade. So this is the shade that matches my skin tone most closely, and I'm just going to dot that onto my skin. Just as so. Alright, so now we have our contour, we have our main shade. Now I'm going to brighten, and for that I'm going to use a few shades lighter than the shade that most closely matches my skin. And I'm going to go right here in the corner of my eye and out the side here. Just as so. And then I did want to talk about something that I've gotten a few messages recently from people who have multiple tones in our skin. We all have multiple tones in our skin. So if you look at my skin in the beginning of this video, I have a lot of redness going through. I have some blue tones right here underneath my eyes. But depending on our genealogy, we all have different tones. So for most people though, most of the pigment is concentrated to right here. So if you look at the top of my forehead, even though I have my makeup on, you can see like I don't have a ton of pigment there, and I also don't have a ton of pigment right at my jawline. So if you are trying this makeup, this is just my main shade again, I forgot to do my chin. If you are thinking of trying this makeup but you're concerned that your base will not match your neck, You don't have to be. The beautiful part of this whole process is you're putting the right colors right where you need it. So you cannot cover up redness and color with a really light color. It's not going to work. It's like putting a white crayon on top of a red crayon is not going to make the paper white again. So you need a certain amount of pigment to get the coverage that you're looking for. But because this is completely customly built for your needs, we can address all of those concerns in one palette for you. So I have my main shade placed right around my contour. I've brightened around my eyes. I'm going to brighten down the center of my nose and on the center of my forehead, just like a little flower there. And then, to ensure that my neck and my face match, but I still get the coverage that I'm looking for, I'm also going to place some of that lighter shade right along my jawline. And if you're worried if this will look natural, it will, because it's how your face is naturally pigmented anyway. That's the coolest part of this whole thing. And then I'm going to brighten right here. Put my main shade on either side. Another trick that I really enjoy is brightening in my laugh line area. If you are like me and you have a bit of a rounder face, I just find bringing light to those laugh lines helps to slim out the face. Alright. So, this would be called the cheetah method because I look like a cheetah. I am going to go through and blend all of this out with this brush. So like I said earlier, this is the powder brush, and I'm going to be using this angled flat side to blend everything out. Don't forget to go up into your hairline when blending out that contour. And then bring up that light shade onto your lid, because that's going to serve as a primer for your eyeshadow as well, so that you get that really nice base. Cancel out those veins on your eyes. I'm going through the lighter shades first. Wow, this brush is nice. Look how full coverage that is. For all those little dots, I'm telling you, the creams, they're just magic. When all these colors blend together, you just see the magic of the makeup and how easy it is to get coverage, to get definition, to still have dimension in your face. You don't want to be completely flat. You can see how much slimmer my face is looking as I blend out that contour. This might be my new favorite brush. Remember to blend your contour up. We want to lift the face. If you're my age, you are not in your 20s anymore. We need all of the lifting. Wow. I like this a lot. Alright, so I'm just making sure there's no harsh lines anywhere. Bam! That's amazing. Alright, seriously, I think this is my new favorite brush. Alright, next I am going to go in and just make sure there's no creasing under my eyes, and then we will use the powder or the domed end of the brush just to set everything in place, mainly on our eyelids for our eyeshadow. I'm also making sure there's no harsh lines anywhere, that everything is blended, and I like to use a handheld lighted mirror for this just so I can really see everything up close, because if you're anything like me, that car mirror in the visor is the mirror of truth. Do you ever do your makeup and you're like, it looks so good, and you're in your bathroom or you're at your vanity and you're feeling good about yourself? Then you're waiting in car line to pick up your kids and you look in that mirror and you're like, oh my goodness. So having a little mirror like this is very helpful to prevent those moments of feeling like you don't know what you're doing because your makeup doesn't look good in that mirror. Alright, blush. Oh wait, we're going to set first. See, this is my brain. Alright, I wanted to talk about something I've been using and really liking if you struggle with discoloration in your skin. Now that brush gave me fantastic coverage. I'm super impressed, but because I tend to flush and be redness prone, I have been using this Neutrogena color correcting powder, and it is a very nice powder. I really like it. So I'm going to pick some up onto my brush, tap off the extra, and use it to set underneath my eyes. It's nice and finely milled. I'm also going to take it onto my lid to set that cream product in place. And it brightens and color corrects all in one step. And I do really like how this brush is laying it down. You don't see any cakiness on my skin. And I'm bringing it down onto the areas where I get red. Just like that. Alright, let's do blush. Now you might be thinking, Melissa, you just put powder on your face. I know, but I didn't go where I'm going to put my brush. So blush. Words, again, hard. So it's going to be just fine. For blush, I have been using and loving. Let me see what this color is. I can't get it out. The color is Madrid. It's one of the newer colors. It's right here in my palette. And it gets me in the mood for spring. So I go higher than the apples of my cheeks because, again, I'm trying to lift my face. And I kind of go up into my temple a little bit. Same thing on the other side. Bam. Isn't that such a pretty color? Last thing I'm going to do is bronze. I'm not going to bronze with that brush because that would be a disaster. I am going to use my bronzer brush, but I just want to warm up the perimeter of my face a little bit, especially as we inch towards warmer weather, which I am so excited for. We're dropping things. It's totally fine. Bring that up into my hairline. Just warm up the skin. You can hear my daughter in the background getting lunch. She's so cute. Alright. And then I am going to bring that down the neck a little. That also make sure everything blends. So pretty, right? Alright. So next I am going to do my eyeshadow. And because I just got back from the desert, we are going to do a desert themed eyeshadow look. So the colors I'm going to be using are all right here in my palette. And they are all the colors that I saw in the desert. So let us find my eyeshadow brush. Step one. Alright, first shade I'm going to go into is this pinky matte shade right here, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade in my crease. And if you have anything like my eyes that are slightly hooded, make sure when you're blending in your transition shade that you are opening that eye and making sure that that color doesn't get buried in your crease. You can see that definition that just that little bit of color has created for me. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Pulling that color in towards the center of my lid at the bottom. Alright, now we're going to go in and deepen that outer corner. So to do that, I am going to be using the shade right next door, which is this reddish brown shade. I'm going to start by pulling that in towards the center of my eye. We'll do that on both sides. And then once I've placed the color, now I'm going to blend it and bring it up into my crease a little bit. And I'm swirling towards the center of my eye. This is going to prevent getting color over here where I don't want it. Swirl, 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 blend, blend, blend. Okay, beautiful. So now I have that ombre effect going on in my crease. Next, I am going to use this color right here on the outer portion of my lid. I will list all the colors in the description box below, what I used. Pretty, right? So that's just right in the center of my lid, and then with my finger, I'm going to pick up this shade right here, and I'm going to put that in the innermost part and fan that out, blending it with the color before it. See that? Just smooth things out with my brush. Make sure there's no harsh lines. Then with the smaller end of my brush, I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line with a combination of the two matte shades that we used. Alright, eyeshadow is done. Last, I am going to do my brows and mascara and call it a day. So for brows, lately I have been loving this NYX brow pencil. I feel like it's a dupe for the Anastasia brow pencil, but I like how small and fine it is. And let me get my mirror. Okay, so with the spoolie side, I am just going to comb through my brow hairs, place them exactly where I want them. And then I am going to fill in any sparse areas and outline my brow. So I always start with the outline on the bottom portion of my brow. Now I'm going to go through and draw brush strokes in the same direction as my hair. Just like that. Easy peasy. And then I'm going to comb through it with my spoolie. Just like that. And comb through. Alright, eyebrows are done. I'm going to touch up this one ever so slightly. Okay, brows are done. Last thing is a little bit of mascara. So I am using my favorite mascara. This is the Collab Beauty The Works mascara. I'm going to coat my lashes and that will complete today's look. Alright, so that is it. Very simple makeup for today. I am going to just use a gloss on my lips for some hydration. And we are done. So conclusion is the new brushes are awesome. Highly recommend both the powder and the multitasker brush. I love how my makeup turned out today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.